Hey, David. Thank you for joining me today for today's Mortgage Minute. Would you tell everyone out there who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So my name is David Wimberly. I work with NOLA Lending Group. I've been in this business for several years now, working in the Shreveport market. NOLA Lending Group itself has been around since the year 2001, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so it's been in this market here in Shreveport since 2009. So we have a good presence here in Shreveport and in Bossier City. So we have a good feel for this market and what people are wanting in this area.
Excellent. Okay, so right now the market is good here in Shreveport, and we were just talking about how many homes have sold in the month of September, mm-hmm. and it seems like we've not lost any steam, which is excellent. Mm-hmm. Buyers traditionally run the market, mm-hmm. and so right now we all know that credit is the biggest issue that most buyers have. Right. What are some things some buyers can do prior to applying for a mortgage?
Okay, well, first and foremost, in order to benefit from the credit program, you must participate in the credit program. And what I mean by that is you want to have some type of credit history. Mm-hmm. So you want to have some credit cards, 1, 2, 3 max. Okay. You want to have low balances on those credit cards. Okay. And you always want to make sure you have a little bit of a balance. As crazy as it sounds, you don't ever want to have a zero balance because it's a little less for your credit score as opposed to having about a 5 to 10% usage as compared to your limit. Also, what helps with your credit is putting up a small installment loan, something from a local bank, things of that nature. Okay. Those are things, and obviously paying on time is going to build a good credit history for yourself. But that's issues I've run into with some buyers in the past, especially first-time home buyers, as I go to run their credit, and there's no credit history.
Okay. So how long will it take for someone to establish credit history? So someone goes out today, mm-hmm. applies for a credit card. Mm-hmm. How long before they get a credit score?
Yeah, I'd say probably within 6 months they would have a credit score that would be eligible to buy a home.
Okay.
If you get your first credit card, not going to be much of a hit to your credit score because you don't have a history there. So right. Once you build up 2, 3, 4 months of buying things on credit, mm-hmm. paying your balance down each month, mm-hmm. and then by that 6 months, you should have a very good credit score, which can qualify you for several different programs.
Okay. And so now you mentioned the word installment loan. Is that something like we have like the local little places, tower loans? Right. Some people think payday loans, and I don't think that's anything that will qualify you for a mortgage.
Yeah, right? A tower loan would.
Okay.
That's something that is considered an installment loan. I mean, just your local banks, whoever you do have your checking account with, whatever, you can do a small installment loan through them.
Okay.
Any type of place that is offering a loan with monthly installment payments, okay. you can get a loan through them. What you want to be careful with is not to go through some of these payday loan type of establishments just because you get really high interest rates. Okay. You don't want to get yourself in a hole
right.
trying to go and build good credit,
right.
and the next thing you know, you're having these outrageous payments before you're trying to buy a house. So if you're a first-time home buyer, the safest thing is just to go and get a couple credit cards.
Okay.
What I tell buyers, whether they're first-time home buyers or somebody looking to repair their credit, is go get a credit card and get your gas, buy your gasoline on that card right. each month. And it should be anywhere from $100 to $150
right.
each month, and depending on your interest, and you just pay it down each month and just be responsible with it. You figure if you can handle having that credit card with that low amount of volume on it, then that should lead to getting good credit.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so with these credit cards and, I've had people go out and buy cars, right. and that completely changes the whole game, right. and they thought they were actually helping them, right. and they find out, well, now, even if they still can purchase, maybe they were looking in the 200s or, right. 150 price range, and now they're down to under 100,000,
right.
and that's why.
Yeah, I don't ever recommend buying a car before you would ever go to buy a house, just
okay.
because that note could be anywhere from $300 to $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. And just as you mentioned, that can take your whole buying volume as far as how much house you want to buy. You can take it from a $250,000 house down to a $150,000 house. It just depends on what your monthly income is.
Okay.
That's the big thing. If you're comfortable with your income, have a good salary position, whatever it may be, then one could probably handle a car note, but if you're a first-time home buyer, you're probably not a good idea to go and buy a car before you buy a home.
Okay. All right. So there's the 3 bureaus, the credit bureaus that report. Do you guys use that scoring system, or you have a different scoring system, like a mortgage scoring system?
Yeah, it's the FICO credit scores. That's what gets pulled through the 3 different credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
Okay.
So whenever we pull that credit score, we throw out the high credit score, we throw out the low credit score, and we take the one in the middle.
Okay.
That is your qualifying credit score.
Okay.
If it is a husband and wife that are both applying for the loan, then we're going to do the pull credit on both of them.
Okay.
And whoever has the lower of the 2 scores is what we have to use.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's situations where I've had a husband and wife come in and apply for a loan, and I get both of theirs income and both of theirs credit. Well, if it looks like the spouse that has a lower credit, if their income is not needed, then we would just use the spouse with the good credit and the income that would qualify for the loan.
Okay.
So each person has a different type of profile, and that's what our job is to see what's going to make the most sense for them. Best credit score, best interest rate. At the end of the day, what's going to save you the most money.